The Solterra is Subaru's first EV, and it's very different from other cars. While it still has familiar aspects like symmetrical all-wheel drive and excellent go-anywhere capability thanks to its class-leading ground clearance, there are admittedly a lot of things that are different just in general about EVs. So here's a handful of features and tips that will help you get the most out of your EV. One of the main concerns that customers have going from internal combustion engines to electric is range. The range on the Subaru Solterra is listed at about 220 miles, but as you'll notice from here, it's showing much greater than that. That's because currently the climate control is turned off. If I turn it back on, you'll notice that range drops back down to the expected range. And that's because, just like with a gasoline car, whatever systems you have running in the vehicle and how you're driving the car can affect the range. The S-pedal drive feature, which allows you to drive with just one pedal, has a lot of specific scenarios that need to happen in order for the system to be enabled. So it's not the easiest to use on the fly. However, the paddle shifters that are on the back side of the steering wheel actually don't shift anything. They actually change the amount of regenerative braking that the car will perform as your foot is off the pedal. This is sort of like S-pedal drive, but can work in any environment, and it's much easier to use. The more arrows you have on there, the more regenerative braking the car will perform. And this can also help extend the range of your Solterra. To some, setting up the steering wheel properly is more of a task than they'd like it to be. And that's because, due to the shape of the steering column, it looks like it's too low when it's where it needs to be. Flip down the lever on the lower left-hand side of the steering column and line up the top part of the steering wheel with the very bottom of where you can see the gauge cluster. Even though you're looking over more of the column than you're used to, you'll actually have the steering wheel in the proper setting. Like all Subarus, the Solterra is packed with safety features, but finding where to turn them on and off can be a little different, especially if you're used to other Subaru layouts where most of those settings are built into the main radio screen. Instead, use the arrows on the left-hand side of the steering wheel to operate the display in the center. You'll find all of your safety features built into this screen here. Lane departure warnings, pre-collision braking, all of your safety systems are built into this screen. And because the Solterra's sensors are more sensitive than other Subaru models, it's especially good to know where to turn these systems off, especially in the event of a car wash. There's lots of things going on inside the cabin of the Solterra, but to make life a little easier, it can be good to utilize voice commands. Simply tap the voice command button in the lower left-hand side of the steering wheel to activate the Subaru Voice Assistant. Or, if you have an Android device or Apple device, you can press and hold this button to activate either your Google Assistant or your Siri Voice Assistant built into your phone. Like any modern car, there's a lot of features in the Solterra. And the more time you spend with it and the more you utilize the features, the more comfortable you'll become with them. Don't forget to check out the Solterra app to connect even more with your vehicle. If you need additional help, Baxter Subaru has the Love Encore program, with specialists that are trained to help you get the most out of your car, Solterra or otherwise.